Okay, so for number 4, we have obtained that the limit of 1 over x minus 3 is 0 because as the denominator gets larger and larger, the value of the fraction is approaching to 0 because the numerator is constant 1. For number 5, it's still approaching to positive infinity, but in this case, when the denominator is increasing, the numerator is also increasing. So, in this case, we cannot say that it's 0 because the numerator is not constant. So, you will have 0 here when this is constant. Okay? This is constant divided by a very big number, you have 0. But for number 5, it's different because as your denominator increase, your numerator also increase. Okay? So, we cannot really see directly that it's getting 0. Okay. Now, to solve this limit, no? So we will do some manipulations. No? Because x here is approaching to positive infinity, so that means that our x cannot be 0. So this is same thing as I have here 6x minus 2, and I'll just write here 2x plus 3. I'm sorry. I can just write it this way. 6x minus 2, 2x plus 3. And that is same thing as you have here 1 over x, and then I also have here 1 over x. What is 1 over x over 1 over x? If you look at this expression, as long as x is not equal to 0, no? The assumption if x is not 0, the value of 1 over x and 1 over x, that will just be equal to 1. So this expression is just equal to 1. So 1 times this expression, still the same expression by identity property. So again, 1 over x over 1 over x is just 1. So multiplying 1 to this expression won't change the whole expression. The assumption that x is not 0. But since our x is approaching to positive infinity, then we are guaranteed that our x cannot be 0 in this scenario. Okay. So again, this expression is just 1. So we can multiply it here as x approaches to positive infinity. So you have limit. Let's multiply this one here. So you have 6x minus 2, 1 over x, and then you have 2x plus 3, multiply it with 1 over x, as x approaches to positive infinity. So, we multiplying it here, we have limit of 6 minus, because 6x, no? That is 6x over x minus 2 over x, multiply here, 2x over x plus 3 over x as x approaches to positive infinity. So that is same thing as limit of 6 minus 2 over x over 2 minus 3 over x as x approaches to positive infinity. Positive infinity. Okay. Then let's write it here. I can distribute the limit. This is equal to limit of 6 as x approaches to positive infinity minus limit of 2 over x as x approaches to positive infinity over limit of 2 as x approaches to positive infinity minus plus pala ito plus limit of 3 over x as x approaches to infinity. This is applying the limit laws on addition, subtraction, division. Okay, so the limit of the constant, whatever is the whatever is x approaching to, is just equal to the constant. So the limit of constant is the constant minus, this is what we mentioned earlier, the limit of 2 over x as x approaches infinity. This is constant to be 2. So if you look at this fraction, the denominator is increasing without bound. So constant 2 divided by a very big number will be approaching to 0. Okay? The limit of the constant, okay, that is again 2 plus, okay, going back here. This is limit of 3 over x. This is constant. So a constant divided by, this is positive infinity, constant divided by a very big number, that will be 0. So you have 6 minus 0 is 6, 2 plus 0 is 2, and 6 over 2 is 3. So 6 divided by 2 is 3. So we have answered all these exercises here. I hope you learned something.